Hey, what's up? My name is Ashleigh, and this is my reaction to Hey There, I'm Shannon, Draw My Life.
Hey there, I'm Shannon. Today I'm going to be attempting a Draw My Life. I'm pretty nervous, but let's just get started. I was born on July 22nd, 1997 in the city of Chicago to my two parents, Brian and Amy. I don't really remember that much from living in Chicago, but I do remember that I was extremely happy there. I remember getting Byron's hot dogs almost every single day and going on walks with my dad. When I was 3 years old, my little sister Bailey was born. I remember all through my mom's pregnancy that I was extremely excited, but as soon as she was born, I asked my mom if she could go back inside of her because I didn't want her anymore. After Bailey was born, our little house in the city became too small and we had to relocate to a bigger one. At this point, we moved right outside of Chicago to the suburb of Glen Ellen. Soon after I moved, I started elementary school and I immediately excelled in almost all of my academics. I absolutely loved learning. I loved English, I loved history, I loved math, and I had almost 100% on every single one of my assignments. Even though I loved school, I didn't have that many friends. As far as I can remember, I only had two, and those were my best friends, Becca and Max. Almost every single day, the three of us went on adventures. Even though we were only 6, 7 years old, we decided that we were going to go exploring forests and sneak inside abandoned houses. One day after school in 3rd grade, I came home and my mom sat me down. She gave me the news that my dad got a job in Orlando, Florida, so we could be closer to my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, and my little cousin. I hated the idea of moving because I was extremely happy where I was and I did not want to leave my comfort zone. I cried all night that night. I did not want to leave Illinois whatsoever. I moved to Orlando right before the 4th grade. After months of settling in and starting school, I had only made one friend. Although I wasn't exactly lonely, I was bored almost all the time, so I became interested in things like art, music, and sports. When I got into middle school, I really started to develop these interests. I joined the orchestra, I started playing guitar, I joined a whole bunch of clubs, and I even started rowing crew later in middle school. Through these activities, I met a ton of people that I really connected with, and I started to come out of my shell more every single day. By the time 8th grade was ending, I had straight A's, I had a huge circle of amazing friends, and I even joined the high school varsity rowing team as a middle schooler. Middle school and freshman year was some of the happiest times of my life. The summer before sophomore year, everything seemed to change. Almost out of nowhere, I was diagnosed with major depression. Everything that I had once enjoyed seemed pointless. It was so frustrating because I had so many reasons to be happy and I just couldn't. However, in my sophomore year, I did make one huge positive change in my life, and that was the decision to come out of the closet to my friends and family in terms of my sexuality. As many of you know, I don't actually have a real label for my sexuality. I date boys, girls, anything in between, honestly. I just don't really like calling it a name, so coming out was really difficult for me. Instead of doing what most people do and sitting down their friends and family to have a conversation, I kind of just introduced everyone to my new girlfriend one day. I was fortunate enough that everyone in my life was completely supportive of me, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. As I said before, I had been diagnosed with major depression earlier in the year, and things were not all really that great for me. My girlfriend was basically one of the only sources of happiness in my life. For about 4 months, we were happily together, and I don't really have a segue for this next part because unfortunately there really wasn't much of a segue or anything to prepare me for it in my life. One night my girlfriend and I were sitting at home watching movies and she received a text. This text essentially said that a girl in our friend group had committed suicide. It was absolutely a horrible, horrible event. It flipped everybody's worlds upside down. To make things very, very confusing for me, my girlfriend on this night also told me that she had also been secretly dating the girl who had just passed away behind my back. The best choice at the time seemed to stay with my girlfriend while she grieved. I stayed with her for months and our relationship became extremely abusive and scary for me. For obvious reasons, our relationship came to an end. At this point, my depression deepened and I was re-diagnosed with bipolar disorder. After spending months completely isolated, I had 3 guys invite me out to a sort of get-together to watch The Walking Dead and have pizza. This one is really difficult for me to talk about, and I'm not going to go into detail whatsoever, but I consider this one of the most defining moments in my entire life. But I showed up at their house. These were people I were sort of close with, friends with, and immediately was blindsided, and I was raped. After weeks of not telling anyone and having complete horrible breakdowns almost daily, I told my mom about the situation and she called the police. Long story short, they had taped confessions from all 3, and the police still, for some reason, could not do anything for me, could not arrest them. Instead, in order to get me away from these guys who happened to live in my neighborhood, ride my bus, and go to my school, they told my parents that I had to be taken out of the public school system, or that I would be put into foster care and be taken away from my parents forever. Without any other choice, I was put in a homeschool, sort of private school situation where I was just me and a tutor together. Once I started school here, I decided to make a better life for myself in any way that I could. I turned my anger into productivity and started studying really hard every single day. Every time I had a session with my tutor, we talked a little bit about YouTube. Through all of high school and even some of middle school, YouTube had become my passion. No matter what was happening in my life, I always found enjoyment and happiness in watching and making YouTube videos. My tutor also had some experience with YouTube and posted videos every once in a while just for fun. He encouraged me every day and even made some of my homework assignments that I make a YouTube video and post it. Every single day that I spent in front of the camera, I felt a little bit better about myself and a little happier. I made makeup videos, tutorials, but above all else, I absolutely loved making comedy videos. I loved to make people laugh, and every time I did so, I felt so much happier. By the end of my senior year, I worked so hard that everything was falling into place for me. I graduated with a 5.9 weighted GPA and the valedictorian of my entire school. On top of that, I'd accumulated 160,000 subscribers on my main channel, HeythereimShannon. This summer after senior year, I got accepted to 6 major universities in the US. After much decision making, I decided I was going to attend the University of California at San Diego because I absolutely fell in love with it. I was going to study law and psychology. All my preparations to attend the school were ready, and then one day I got a very spontaneous phone call from Brian Stars. This phone call changed my life forever and set me on the amazing path that I'm on now. Brian asked me to be the 7th and final member of my digital escape. Immediately I said yes. I was ecstatic. Everything I had ever dreamed of for myself was pretty much coming true at that point. I declined my acceptance to UCSD and began working harder and harder on my YouTube videos. Since then, I have met 6 of my best friends that I am more than positive I will have for the rest of my life, and I absolutely love them so much. My personal YouTube channel is getting close to 400,000 subscribers, and I am thankful for each and every one of you. I am happier than I have ever been in my entire life. I have amazing friends, amazing family, all of you in my life, and I have every reason in the entire world to smile every single day. If you take anything away from my Draw My Life, I would like it to be that no matter how hard it gets, life is absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for listening to my Draw My Life. I know it was really personal. Some of it was really hard for me to share with you guys. I hope this brings us a little closer. You all mean more to me than you will ever know, and I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this crazy journey. And with that, I will see you soon. Stay pretty, kitties. I love you, and goodbye.
Bye. Okay. That was, wait, hold on. That was, Draw My Life by HeythereimShannon. I liked it because I could compare that to me, because I was, if you see the video, you should see it. Yeah. Okay, stay pretty, kitties. Wait. Stay pretty. I don't know how you do it. Okay, stay pretty, kitties. Love you.